What's up, friends? Hope you're doing well. And in case not, probably after this video you will feel a little bit better, but don't think that this video will be empty hopium. That is not what it's gonna be. You know that we always take a look into facts and we try to see it as rational as possible, and that is exactly what I want to give you today. So let's have a look into this. You may be wondering, why is the video called "This could be very bullish for Chainlink"? If we not had a break of structure yet, we are still below this resistance level right here. So you may be thinking that this is something fundamental about Chainlink, but this is not the case, because at this channel we are taking a look at the technicals. And what I want to talk about today is market leaders. Chainlink is not the crypto market leader, and therefore it is a coin that follows the market. The market leader is Bitcoin. Therefore, if Bitcoin is in a certain spot, then altcoins and also Chainlink is or has a tendency to perform good. But if we are taking a look into Bitcoin, you know that I have talked about this level right here, the 112k level in Bitcoin, for a very long time. We have mentioned it in a lot of videos, and that is the level where I'm basically saying, okay, if Bitcoin is on top of this level, so it's above 112k, this is bullish for the general market, and then also altcoins are more bullish, have a higher likelihood to break resistances. So for example, the resistance that that is right in front of us in Chainlink, and we have more strength in the altcoin market if Bitcoin is above 112k. And you may be wondering, okay, but Bitcoin is still below the 112k level. What's the matter here? Why is this video called bullish for Chainlink? And that is because Bitcoin may be the market leader for the crypto market, but Bitcoin is also following another leader, and that is the stock market. And you maybe already have heard about that a lot of people are looking at the Russell 2000, that is for the alt seasons. So the theory is that if the Russell 2000 is breaking out, having a new all-time high and performing well, that is also the time where the altcoins are also doing well. And you can see this one right here is the old all-time high. This one from right here, let's quickly mark this in the chart. And we can say, yeah, technically we are above this, we are bouncing around, and we can see that, okay, in the altcoin market still not much is going on at the moment. And therefore here we could also argue that, okay, right now this is potentially maybe just another bouncing around right here after the correction. But if we are taking a look into the bigger indexes, for example, like the Nasdaq or the Dow Jones, then we can clearly see that here we have a clear breakout. And if nothing will change in the next 34 minutes, then we have the highest weekly candle close in the Nasdaq. We will have the highest weekly candle close in the Dow Jones. And therefore, if these big indexes are already leading the way, it is likely that at some point the Russell will follow. It is likely that at some point Bitcoin will go above the 112k level, and then it's also likely that the altcoins are also following, and therefore this is also a bullish sign for Chainlink. And that could mean that that the bottom is in, or that we are very close. You know that when we had this crash right here, then I said that statistically the highest likelihood, about 80%, is that we are going into a consolidation that is lasting at least 2 to 3 weeks. And this crash was on the 10th of October. Today is the 24th of October, so that means the minimum period would be technically in. So just according to the historical data, 2 weeks is the shortest period that we have seen after such massive drops right here. And we are right now in this time, so we have crossed the line. Therefore, this means from the time perspective, we would have the minimum requirement in. But, and that is very important, and that is the point where I said in the beginning, I will not sell you hopium that we are tomorrow will be 5x or something like this, because this is not the case. We need to see this rationally, and that is that we have the first signs. So we have the first signs in the Nasdaq, we have the first signs in the Dow Jones. In the Russell 2000, we could argue that we are potentially have done a backtest right here, and right now we are moving higher, but of course we want to see a clean break of the recent high. Then we would also have confirmation right here. In Bitcoin, we are still battling with the 112k level, but because the stock market is doing well, we have a higher likelihood that Bitcoin very likely in the near future will do this, so will break above the 112k level, and then everything that will follow is what I already explained in the video, and therefore these are the bullish signs that are currently emerging in the markets. But it is very important to say that currently we have the confirmations, or to be specific, we have the confirmation in 31 minutes. If the Nasdaq will close at this level and if the Dow will close at this level, that is to be exact, then we have the confirmation, but it's very likely that we will get them. And if we have these confirmations, it is likely that the next confirmations in the Russell, in Bitcoin will follow, and that it's just a matter of time, and that the worst might be over. So that is right now where my tendency is going to. So that we're right now in the majority likelihood of a bullish case, so that the bottom potentially right here, that this one was the bottom. So that has right now the higher likelihood for me. Currently we are at 60%. So you see it's not super high, but it's already going into the bullish levels again, but it will become higher as soon as we are seeing some confirmation in the Russell, and very important, as soon as we are seeing the 112k level being broken to the upside. And if that is happening, then the likelihood is increasing even more. But you know, in trading, as always guys, there can be some changes and we can see some shifts, and in case any of this is happening to the upside, to the downside, if something is changing, then I will upload a new video. So make sure to subscribe to this channel so you won't miss this. Also feel free to let me know in the comments what you think about this. That's it for this video. See you in the next one. Bye bye.